Are we live? Are we on? Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. Yeah, got a lot of updates for you guys. So basically, Fani Willis warned Nathan Wade's lawyer to stay quiet about the affair. Court filing claims they're coming after us. Now, the question on everybody's mind is basically, after the federal prosecutor drops the big bombshell, will Fani go to prison? This is the big question. And there's a lot of people speculating that there's actually hard evidence of fraud. And we've also got pro-Palestinian protesters who have stormed AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, outside of a movie theater, demanding that she call Israel-Hamas war a genocide. 2 weeks after Letitia James delivered closing arguments, which led to a $450 million civil fraud punishment against former President Donald Trump, Arthur Engoron, the judge in the case, he received an envelope with some white powder in it in New York City. Trump's celebrating this massive win today with a unanimous Supreme Court victory, which we're going to discuss later in this video. Legal experts are rallying around the Supreme Court ruling, keeping Trump on the ballot. And this issues a stern warning to radicals. Now, if you guys appreciate the updates, if you're enjoying the show, definitely take a second. Please drop a like for the video. I absolutely appreciate you guys. I see black cherries and molasses in here. We've got a couple other folks in here. So thank you so much for joining me. I know it's a late one, but I wanted to get this information out to you guys. And Trump again seeks to delay the $83 million judgment in the E. Jean Carroll case. I also want to thank you guys so much for always sharing these videos. You guys are absolutely the best. So let's touch base a little bit on the Fani Willis situation here. Now, a lot of people are saying that Fani Willis should be removed. A lot of people are not happy at all with all of the legal battles that Donald Trump is facing right now. And it's almost blatantly obvious what they're trying to do. They want to make sure that President Biden doesn't have to face off against his greatest opponent, which is Donald Trump, because the very likely outcome would be that President Biden would not win the reelection. And they want to clearly fight like heck to keep Donald Trump out of the office. So New York Post today, just hours ago, came out and said, Fani Willis warned Nathan Wade's lawyer to stay quiet about the affair. Court filing claims they are coming after us. This is big. This is almost like the final nail in the coffin, guys. So a new witness could testify. Fani Willis warned lover Nathan Wade's former business partner to stay quiet about their affair. And this, it's almost obvious at this point. It's almost obvious at this point. Like you have the star witness who was supposed to come in and pretty much save the day, and it totally just backfired. It just like kind of blew up in their faces. What's going on, Sarah Guffey from San Antonio? I'm so glad you're a new subscriber to the channel. Thank you for checking in. And I'm going to say hi to you guys toward the end of the video and kind of check in the comments. But what we're seeing here is unprecedented, guys. They literally here, quote, they are coming after us. This is what Fani Willis said. They are coming after us. You don't need to talk to them about anything about us. What are you trying to hide? What are you trying to hide? I think there's a lot that's trying to be hidden here. And more importantly, the motivations behind it. Now, we already know that there's a book that needs to be promoted here, right? And this is one of the reasons why there's such an attack against Donald Trump. If you can take Donald Trump down in Georgia, in Fulton County, while you have a book for sale, guarantee you're going to be a #1 bestseller, New York Times bestseller, probably if nothing else. Anyway, but it goes well beyond that, guys. The call was overheard by Cobb County, Georgia prosecutor Cindi Lee Yeager, according to court papers filed Monday by Trump co-defendant David Schaefer. This, and what's wild is that we weren't even supposed to really get any big updates because the judge basically, said, hey, I need some time. We are at the end of the hearing. The judge basically said that he needed some time to review everything and come to a conclusion in terms of where we go from here. And so a lot of people are questioning, are we actually going to get a fair hearing? Will the judge give a fair ruling going forward, or is this kind of like a front and kind of like a dog and pony show? Let me review everything, let some time go by, make it look like I'm really trying to analyze everything, only to come back with nothing, right? But I think that this is where things get really, really interesting here. Willis and Wade have said under oath that they were only romantic between 2022 and 2023, long after the case started. At a hearing over whether to disqualify Fani Willis last week, Bradley claimed on the stand that he had no knowledge. Now, Bradley is Nathan Wade's previous divorce attorney, so he would know about Nathan Wade's relationship status around that time frame. And Bradley is also the same guy who, while on the stand, some people say it's Fani, some people say it's Fanny. I don't really know. It's a bit. I'm not going to repeat that comment that someone said about the size of the Fanny, but anyway. The thing is Bradley, he was supposed to be the star witness to save the day for Fani Willis. Well, funny thing is when Trump's attorney was questioning him about some specific text messages, he was heard mumbling under his breath, which it wasn't 100% clear, but I swear he said, "Oh, dang." Like, he admitted on the stand that they were busted. Anyway, so much for the sudden case of amnesia and hopefully being kind of, what are the terms that they teach you in law school that allow you to kind of like not really answer the question? Oh, I don't recall. I don't remember. Because how do you prove that someone doesn't remember? Like, it's almost improvable. Anyway, moving on. So basically, AOC was approached by some pro-Palestinian protesters outside of a movie theater, and they demanded that she call an Israel ceasefire. A group of pro-Palestinian protesters basically earlier today approached Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and her fiance right outside of the movie theater in Brooklyn and demanded that she call Israel's offensive in Gaza a genocide. That's kind of wild to be, you're a public figure, but yet you're still like a regular person because you still go to the movie theater, and you're coming out of the movie theater and suddenly like you get mobbed by a large group of protesters, about a very, very serious issue while you and your spouse are trying to enjoy the evening. Wouldn't want to be in her shoes. Arthur Engoron, judge in former President Donald Trump's civil fraud case in New York City. He just received an envelope with white powder. Now, we already know that there is a substantial amount of disappointment from the investment community, from real estate investors, real estate developers in New York City regarding this New York City ruling, which the judge, Arthur Engoron, the district attorney, Letitia James, came to basically a punishment that is, by many people's definition, egregious. Originally $355 million, but today it has ballooned to a little over $454 million. Actually, it's more than that now, because if you've seen Letitia James' Twitter posts, you would know that she's keeping a daily tally of how much interest she gets to tack on to former President Donald Trump's bill or punishment or punitive damages, civil, however you want to label this thing. She is clearly taking some personal pleasures in attempting to sabotage this man's legacy. And it's like, wow, is this thing really unfolding? We've heard from the likes of Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. We've heard from Grant Cardone and Cardone Capital. We've heard from a number of other real estate investors, real estate developers, and they're literally like, hey, everyone does this. They basically outed themselves saying, we all do this. And Yet, while there are no victims here, and there was actually an article that came out basically saying, well, what victims are going to get this money that is going to be collected or is planned to be collected from Donald Trump? Well, there are no victims to give the money to. So so the money is not going to anyone, but what it will do is likely take this money and fund campaigns. They will essentially engage in this wealth transfer Donald Trump's money from him over to wherever they see fit, essentially. Letitia James made it very clear that she's eyeing 40 Wall Street because she wants to liquidate Trump's assets. She wants to take Trump's name off of his building. She wants to basically assist him in coming up with the cash, coming up with the capital in order to settle this punitive civil fraud debt that is currently outstanding. So, yeah, that's where we are right now. And it's a pretty nasty situation. But get this, guys. Legal experts are rallying around Supreme Court ruling keeping Trump on the ballot. This is a stern warning to radicals here. So the reactions from legal experts are pouring in after the Supreme Court voted unanimously. This was a massive win for Donald Trump today, just hours ago, guys. Essentially, this was a unanimous 9-0 vote in favor of former President Donald Trump and against the effort to remove him from the Colorado ballot for allegedly taking part in an insurrection. He was not charged with insurrection. He was not found guilty of insurrection. How do you, as a state, take it upon yourselves to take someone off the ballot? That should be left to the voters. Yes? No? If you disagree, let me know. But anyway, it says here, quote, "The court showed a divided nation that we remain bound by shared constitutional values." This comes from George Washington law professor Jonathan Turley. And he went on to say, critical moment for this court in history. I would definitely say so too. Because if Colorado had voted in favor of Colorado's decision to remove him from the ballot, that would be a very dangerous precedent, guys. Very dangerous precedent being set. Quote, "After all of the years that we have spent in this republic, we came to a point where these states claimed that they could unilaterally bar the leading presidential candidate from the ballots to prevent people from voting for Donald Trump. This, according to Turley." He went on to say that the court here struck with a strong and it appears unanimous voice, at least on the result. That's not going to happen. Voters will vote. They'll make their own verdict regardless of cases that happen involving President Trump. This will cast the most important verdict of all. They will vote for the next president of the United States, end quote. So this is a huge victory for Donald Trump. Karen Simmons is clearly a supporter of Donald Trump. So let me know what you guys think. I think that this is a massive victory for Donald Trump, and almost another unexpected victory. Now, Donald Trump yet again looks to delay an $83 million judgment in the E. Jean Carroll case. Whoo! This is another one I think is, that may be going after. It's really about the money here. I think it's really about the money here. So attorneys for Donald Trump have repeated their request for a delay of the $83 million judgment in the E. Jean Carroll's defamation case against the former president, arguing that the former colonist lawyers contradicted themselves in a recent court filing. So all this flapping of the mouth, flapping of the gums, may have actually burned them in the end. Defense lawyers, Alina Habba, along with D. John Sauer, who was recently added to the Carroll case after arguing for the presidential immunity in Trump's federal election interference case, renewed Trump's request that the judge, Lewis Kaplan, delay the judgment for 30 days after Kaplan resolves the post-trial motions, or that he permits Trump to post a reduced bond of roughly $24.5 million. Now, there are some rumors. There are some rumors that are swirling around, and basically it looks like E. Carroll has been warned not to run out there and celebrate too quickly. Don't buy anything that you may regret, because a small group of people, let's just say a small group of people, are saying that E. Carroll may not get as much as she thinks that she will get from Donald Trump. She may not get anything. So we'll definitely dive deeper into that in a future video. But I wanted to give you guys these updates because a lot has been going on over the last couple of days, certainly over the last several hours, and it's just getting crazier and crazier. So what is going on, guys, in the comments? Rebecca Brown, you only get one vote. Max Gold Scotland, Trump. So who in here is a Trump supporter? Who in here is a Biden supporter? And who in here thinks Nikki Haley even has a shot at this point? I want to hear from you guys. Got Guadalupe Rubino in here. You're welcome. Glad to provide you guys with the updates. If you haven't already, definitely hit the like button. I also want to thank you guys so much for always sharing these videos. You guys are absolutely amazing. Appreciate you guys. We got Jen Best in here. She says Trump 2024. If you're for Trump, just type in Trump 2024. If you're for Biden, type in Biden 2024. If you're for Nikki Haley, type in Nikki Haley 2024. And don't be ashamed. I see someone in here saying Nikki Haley LMFAO. Let's see here. Wow. We have an overwhelming number of Trump supporters in the comments. Holy cow, guys. Holy cow. Wow. It's no wonder why they're trying to get Donald Trump off the ballots, is it? You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of wild. Look at the support. Guys, look in the comments. Look at what's in the comments. It's like a wall of Trump 2024 comments in here. It's bananas. So a lot is I think that these updates are definitely gonna probably start speeding up here, because I mean, you look at what's happening with Fani Willis. It's interesting because you look at Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. Not so much Nathan Wade, but more about Fani Willis. It's like they came after Trump, and it's like they were coming after him, and now all of a sudden everyone's coming after her. Everyone's coming after them. Isn't that interesting how that worked out? So, and there's a good chance that Trump can delay these trials through, there's a lot of errors that the prosecuting attorneys are encountering when against Donald Trump, and this is leading them to end up having to postpone, delay, having people removed from trials. This thing could theoretically get pushed, because there's multiple trials going on right now. You got a Florida trial, you got Georgia, you got New York City. So with all of these trials, we could possibly see these trials get delayed all the way out till end of 2024. If these trials get delayed out to 2024, good luck punishing the president of the United States in the event that Donald Trump ends up winning the 2024 presidential election. Now, I'm no fortune teller. My crystal ball has never worked. But if he wins, that delaying these cases out to 2024 could literally save and completely change the game. But let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear from you guys. Hit me up in the comments. Thank you so much for liking these videos. Thank you for always sharing them. And I look forward to hanging out with you guys on the next one. Y'all be safe.